Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. You guessed it, I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. You know, life is all about this moment, and for me, I try to understand what does it mean to let spirit be my guide? What does it mean for me to tap any unlimited creative potential I may have? What does it mean for me to give the best that I'm capable of giving? And how do I keep besting myself, finding ways to feel better and do more good? I know that I'm happiness when I'm in joy and appreciation, and I know that whatever I give my attention to is where my vision will take me. So what's life-giving at this moment, that's what's truly real. And so I can't tell anybody else what is life-giving for you. I can only tell you and share what's life-giving for me, and of course it has to do with having yoga as part of my life. Now today I want to talk a little bit more about one of my mentors, James Hillman, and one of his ideas that we've had 100 years plus of psychotherapy and the world is getting worse. Why is that? Well, first of all, psychotherapy or psychology really ought to give a polemic, a really fierce shake to everything you understand about yourself, or at least what you thought you understood about yourself. And yoga, in some way, seems very tame, but really, when you learn therapy, you have to have a therapy of odd ideas, therapy about your own eccentricity. The Swiss say everyone has a corner knocked off. Not everybody is square. And so sometimes it's important to recognize the value of staying with those things within you that you could say are peculiarities. You got to grow into your eccentricities, not just be a reasonable person. I mean, sometimes society tries to flatten us all out, like you should not have any zits and warts and stuff like that. Be a reasonable person. Everything is supposed to be fine. And things that happened in the past, you try to erase it like it shouldn't be there. But as Jung would say, if you reject the gods, they come back as symptoms. They're always present in some way. And you can be extremely busy in order to avoid what's going on in your head. Never sit down in silence and meditate. But there's the value of staying with the tough stuff that you have to face in a society that's selling the quick fix. Strength of character will come from the subtlety of your own insight, but you got to put in the time. And every person, in my opinion, needs to be committed to the care of their soul. It's an interesting word, but where spirit ascends and takes you above and beyond, soul descends and deepens your commitment to life and the accepting of life as a mess in a certain way. And then you rediscover the depth of yourself in your own pathology. And if you can mythologize your pathology so you can connect it to the collective vision instead of just the individual, well, that will really help you. So you've heard me say this before for the people who have been my students, and that is growth and expansion is appropriate for a child or a young person. But it's also a fantasy, because growth isn't just romantic and wonderful and harmonious, ever expanding, developing, creating, innovative. It's also loss, mourning, letting go, sifting through the ashes of the broken dreams. So you can't have an obsession with smoothing everything out. It's only damaging to you if you think it shouldn't be there. But if there's a lesson to be learned, if there's a takeaway, then you don't have to just either use it or get rid of it. You can let it etch character lines in your face like the Grand Canyons. And then you can find the difference between the old model, where the self was the interiorization of the invisible God from beyond, to the self is the interiorization of your connection to the community and how you relate to everybody else. And so, of course, that means the way through the world is not beyond it. It's not the transcendent view that yoga gives you. It's through it. It's the embodied view, the incarnational mysticism. So find out how to live on the inner plane and bring it through to the external plane. That's the psychology of extroversion, not just introversion. Subscribe to the website, GabrielHalpern.com. Go and see all the free things that are there. Have another 2 weeks. I'll be coming up and speaking once more at Good Vibrations Yoga. Check out the class on Animate the Present. I'm teaching a teacher training in September and coming up for Rising Lotus. Check that out on my website. And next Thursday, a week from today, will be the second in the series of 12 Dharma Talks for Flourish out in California. Check it out. Sign up for the whole thing. We'd love it. And then, of course, my first in-person class is coming up in July at Nurture in Richmond, Illinois. Have a great day. Keep on trucking.